name's Ben. I'm 34 and I've been coming to see Jamie for the last few months for his hypnotherapy sessions. And I first got in contact with him. I just kind of Google searched and found his website and came to see him because I was diagnosed with ADHD last year. And felt I needed some kind of support to think about the best way to manage some of the challenges that I've kind of faced over the years, and to kind of I guess what's really great about Jamie is that he has both the personal experience of managing some of those challenges, so he can really identify with things that you talk about, but at the same time, he's really knowledgeable about different kind of techniques, strategies, different kind of therapeutic approaches, and kind of research around ADHD and the way the brain works, and so that combination of skills has been really, really helpful for me to be able to talk through with him, and try and come up with some solutions for the everyday kind of stresses and strains of life, really.
So Ben, that's brilliant. Thank you for sharing. I'd just like to ask you, what do you think that the hypnotherapy has helped you with so far? So you've had I think 7th session today, so that's 7 weeks. How do you think it's helped you in that period of time? What kind of challenges or problems has it helped you to improve or solve?
Sure. So before I came, I think I came to see Jamie because of more his knowledge and specialism around ADHD than particularly I came for the hypnotherapy. I was always kind of open to the idea and intrigued and interested to know more about what it was and how it worked. But actually, through going through the sessions, the hypnotherapy has become the part of the session that I really enjoy the most. And when you're able to just kind of like relax and allow all the kind of like really helpful strategies and solutions you've been talking about, you just kind of let them do their magic all on their own, really. So that's been really, really eye-opening and enjoyable.
Brilliant. So what kind of improvements have you seen in your everyday life?
So we've done different work on different kind of areas. Big area for me has been sleep. So that's something that I've always found quite hard to manage, not getting enough of it or getting too much of it, and trying to get into a kind of a more healthy sleep routine and habit, and the way I think about sleep and how important it is for managing the whole of the rest of your life. So that's an area that I've seen big improvements in trying to get to bed at a better time and trying to get myself up and activated more easily in the morning. So, but that's just one of quite a few different areas we've been thinking about. So, been also doing a lot of work around tackling tasks that you might put off or avoid, kind of like procrastinating or just feeling really hard to find the motivation to do things that you want to do and are good for you, but actually when it comes to it in the moment often become a real struggle. So we've been doing work around that, and I've definitely noticed big improvements in my ability just to get things done, and also how you kind of feel around that as well. So breaking things down into smaller steps, and also feeling, putting some effort into feeling really happy and feeling really satisfied when you manage to get things done, even if it's just small achievements. Trying to kind of break down that mountain that often you feel is kind of like looming over you, breaking it down into smaller chunks, and recognizing that actually if you move things little by little, stone by stone, it might take a long time, but actually you can get there, and it doesn't have to be big, stressful, unenjoyable kind of day-to-day.
So what's the number one thing that you feel that you've learned here, or the most enjoyable part of the process?
I think one of the biggest changes that's maybe not kind of practical day-to-day thing is actually I really see my diagnosis as I see my diagnosis of ADHD in a really different way. I recognise all the real benefits that actually having this condition gives me, and lots of the great ways in which I can use it to my advantage to do great things and be really happy. I think I've really, there's been a big shift in my understanding of living with ADHD, that it doesn't have to be a burden that holds me back. Actually, if I can manage the things that I find hard a bit better, then actually suddenly all the great skills and talents that having ADHD suddenly become unleashed, and I see it in a really positive light, rather than something that I need to feel ashamed of, or need to feel is a real negative impact on my life.
Wonderful, Ben. So if there was anyone else out there thinking, should I try coaching hypnotherapy for myself with ADHD, or maybe for my child with ADHD, but they're not sure about that, if they're, what might you say to them? If they're listening right now and watching this, what would you say to them?
I guess I'd encourage you just to give it a go. Kind of approach it with an open mind. Don't come with any kind of like assumptions of what hypnotherapy is, or what it can and cannot do. I think give Jamie a bit of time, because he's a very friendly, approachable, and kind person. So if you've got questions or worries, he's very good at kind of talking those through with you. And I mean, yeah, as I said before, there's loads of ways in which he can give you kind of research-based strategies and techniques which really work, but at the same time he's also really able to recognize and identify with a lot of the experiences that people probably come with, so he's able to give you that kind of personal connection and understanding that it's quite hard to find in other places.
Thank you, Ben, for sharing. And as Ben said, if anyone's interested in hypnotherapy coaching for ADHD, then it's a really enjoyable and effective approach to help you manage your symptoms, or indeed for young people to help manage and even master ADHD. Like Ben said, you can find a way to turn it into a positive. So yeah, you've been listening to me, Jamie Vasilian, and our wonderful Ben, and thank you. Bye for now.